Well, good morning to the beautiful people of St. Kitts and Nevis. This is Win FM 98.9. And you know that sound means it is time for your show, Voices. This, of course, is a time from 11 to 1:30 where you get the opportunity to hear your voices on a multiple issues. So, of course, we want to hear your voice today. Now, I promised last week we were having so much fun and we ran out of time that we would talk about old-time days as compared to now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and say thanks to our partners who are responsible for us having this program. So we say thanks to Flow, Rams, and TDC. We'll go say thanks to them and then we'll come right back. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook at Win FM 989, okay? 466-762 and 6620989 are the local numbers. And 662-2024 to make your contribution. We'll be back on the other side with Voices.
I'll take a small.
Double XL! That's the size for me! Flow's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flow's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
To shop in the month of March is the TDC Home and Building Depots. You heard right. Get 20% off all agro products. Participate in the in-store demonstrations. And on Saturday 17th, visit the farmers market to purchase your fresh produce direct from the farm to your table from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. in both locations. TDC Home and Building Depots, celebrating farmers, supporting communities. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
All right, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Voices. We're going to have some fun today, okay? So last week we were talking about the old-time days, as we call it. Or the nicer days. I think it's the nicer days? Yes. But I promised that we ran out of time. And, of course, it is Positive Wednesday. And maybe that's the one thing we could talk about and abuse one another. So I'm going to keep it Positive Wednesdays, but we're going to positively compare back in the day to now, okay? Because I am not that old. You know, I am still forever 21. And every year I have a birthday, it's 21, okay? But as young as I am, I can remember some big differences between then and now. Hi, good morning to you, the original Mitchell. I wonder if things went your way yesterday. And remember, you can watch us live on Facebook. Good morning to you. All right, so once again, we thank our sponsors, Flow, Rams, and TDC. So here's the thing, right? We're going to have some fun today. Now, I know we have people listening and watching from all over the world and not just St. Kitts and Nevis. So I know that our cultures are so similar. The way we cook, the jokes we tell, the songs we sing, all of that. So if you want to make your contribution, feel free to do so. And you can call us here on Win FM at 869-466-0989, 869-662-0989, or 869-762-0989. If you're calling from overseas, you can use the New York number, which is 718-285-6984, or you can use the Miami number at 305-921-4619. We also have a UK number, and that's 0333-344-065. So once again, it's a pleasure to have you in tune. Spread the link on Facebook. Tell a friend. We're going to have some fun today on Voices. All right, so you're welcome to call and join in the discussion. Now, this conversation can go many ways, because we can talk about how perhaps we, the older folks or people older than myself, are to blame for not carrying on the discussion, so to speak, if you know, because we often like to say that the young people, they don't know nothing from yesteryear, they don't know, but they were just born. So who is responsible for educating them? Who is responsible for telling them about back in the day when we didn't have a school bag and we had to use a string, and you tie the piece of twine and you open up your books and you put your book over the twine and those kind of things? Who is responsible for telling them about those type of experiences in order for them to appreciate? And they not only got backpack now, they have backpack with wheels, so they don't even have to carry the heavy books them on their shoulder. They can pull it, I see so many books being wasted. Who is to tell them about when you had one book and all the 50-something subjects getting written in that one book? So I think to some extent, we, the adults, are responsible in some way for not passing on the fun times. And we go to the phone lines rather. Caller, welcome. You're live on Voices.
Hi, good morning, Purple. And how are you today?
I'm good.
I'm here laughing. But Purple, I am not responsible. Boldly, I'm not responsible.
Yes.
No, because what happened is that I does put down my kids and I just tell them about the old time days. Up to the other day when we were speaking about it last week, my son, the last one that's is senior now in high school up here, he came in and I said, we had a wonderful topic today. Don't I tell you all about my old time days, how I was brought up, etc.? He said, sure, mommy. So I just sit down and I just tell my children about those old time days. So I am one mother who are not to be blamed.
Okay.
Let's just take it off there this morning.
Okay, so you're taking your foot out of that. You ain't in that.
Okay.
You're not to be blamed.
I was waiting this topic all week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was counting the days to hear Purple on this topic this morning.
All right.
First, I would like to touch off on the oil stove, those 2 burners oil stove that we once. I don't know if you ever came across them.
Oil? How describe that to me.
We had 2 oil. This stove, it had a 2 burner. Some had legs and some was flat, like a flat stove. And on this stove, it had a bottle on the side of it with a long tunnel goes down. So when you open the stove, it had 2 wicks, 1 in each burner. So when you open the stove, like a handle on each burner, the oil would flow down. And the one that you open, it will get wet with oil, and you will light it with the matches.
Ah.
And then you put your pot on it, and you lower it down to whatever level you would like to lower it down to.
Ah.
Secondly, I don't know if you come across when we used to make our own grater. Once upon a time, we used to get crackers in a square pan. And with that square pan, it had a cover. And what we used to do, we used to cut off the 4 covers, put that balance of the pan, the material of the pan, on a piece of wood. And we would take a nail and we would puncture. We will puncture it up and down,
Wow.
up and down. And when we finish, we will close the pan, like we're putting it into half, and we will get a piece of board to the top and a piece to the bottom. And we will nail on the grater, the one that we bore up, to those 2 pieces
Wow.
of board. And we will make that our grater.
And I'm sure those things used to last.
Coconut.
I was saying, I'm sure those things used to last more than the store-bought things we have now.
Oh, yes, because one thing I know for sure, properly, you better pray that your hand don't miss the
I know.
coconut and get on those holes with those things, because it will surely cut you up, because it was very, very, very sharp. Did you ever come across a paw?
I've heard of it. My coworkers used to tell me about that.
Well, the paw is an enamel bowl, like with a hand. My mother used to call it with the man with his hand on his hip. We used to call it the man with his hand on his hip. So when you start to look your little boyfriend them now, your mother will say, please go and get your own paw. What he named this big belly man, Percy Liberd, who died many, many years ago. He had a big store across Irishtown Bay Road. I don't know if your mommy told you about him. You could have gone in Percy Liberd's shop and you could have get the pail, you could have get the paw, you could have get, name it, the plate, the bowls, the cup, everything from enamel. And when you see you drop that cup, April,
And it
purple,
chips,
purple,
yeah.
and that thing get a spoil. Like you get a little black eye, you call
Yes,
it?
yes.
Y'all, you want that cup there so bad than the new one.
Yeah, because then it's sweet.
Exactly, you know. Exactly. So there is so much things that we owe. I don't call ourselves old because we're in our late 50s.
Right.
You know.
But the times before now, yeah.
You know, but those days was so better. We had to get up at mornings. We used to have to sweep the yard. We used to have to carry water. And you remember, I don't know if you come across, you know, those big galvanized drum where they put like diesel and cooking oil and so in?
Right.
That used to be our oven. We cut out a door to the front and we put wire level balance thing inside the drum, and we put coals to the bottom inside
wow.
that drum and on top on the outside. And probably you wouldn't get a better cake. The black cake come out tasting so
I tell you.
good.
Well, I want
That
to
is-
thank you for your contribution for today. I know you're going to be back because I know this is your topic.
Yes, I'll be back.
All right, darling. Thank you so much for educating me and I'm sure other listeners.
Yes.
All right,
bye-bye.
darling. Take care. All right. So, we're going to have some fun today. And as I say, I know I look 12, but I'm actually pretty young in comparison to the stories that I've heard from, for lack of a better term, the old time days. Because as I say, you're not old if you're in your 50s and your 60s to me. I don't think you're old. I always say maybe you're aging when you maybe you hit, the 80s going up there, but there's so many things because I have somebody here making a comment on Facebook as I was speaking earlier about the wastage of books. I have a real issue with the wastage of books. Like, why can't we, as Minerva Wilson has contributed, teachers are the ones who request the many books. Truly a waste. It is a waste. Sometimes by the end of the not the semester, by the end of the school year, some of the children have not even gone through half of the book, yet that book gets totally discarded. And they have an issue if you take the book from grade 4 over to grade 5. That is a waste. It is a waste of your money. It is a waste of general resources. And I think we can do something to positively change that, where we can look into better use of stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure back in the day, my mother, I'm pretty sure she did not have 15 notebooks, and I see these little 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old some of the teachers say they do not have a what do you call it? A schedule of the subjects. And so the little children are struggling to school with the books, all of these books. And I know for a fact, though, they have to hurt their shoulders, right? So maybe we need to positively change that aspect of the culture now. Yes, they have bags to carry the books in. But back in the day, when you ain't had a book and when you ain't had a bag, and you either use a plastic bag or you put the toy in and you have the book hanging over the toy, or you just walk with the book in your hand. There's no way you could have asked a student, a pupil, to carry 12 books plus you need a textbook per subject. And you do the math. So the children are carrying 20-something books plus the little lunch kit. So it becomes a little weary for the children. So what is the comparison to that from old days to now, or any other comparison that you would like to contribute to today's Voices program? We're going to go back to the phone lines and say welcome, caller, to Voices.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, adult teenager.
That's What's up?
I hear listening me Willie Joe, me good Willie Joe Wilma who just talked there. Wilma is so correct about the pot and the oven. But listen here, in my days going to school, I had one book. And on that book there you could write, and you had you could put any subject anywhere on the book, and it was a slate. Hard slate. When you do dictation and you get one big correct to that, you ain't out enough that day for a whole week, because you want everybody to see that you're bright in school. And so therefore we had no bag to put nothing in. You had a little plastic bag, like you say, what they give milk powder down the clinic in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your book. You put it in there. But one time now, I run away from school, me and my partner, and we hide we books them up in Shadwell, Canefield, under the trash. And every time I go home, hear me mother, how you coming in school? Hear me, Mama, coming good, man, teachers are bright. One day she said, bring your book. Let me see why you write down.
Aye.
I know that I put myself in pocketery.
Pocketery, that's my word, my boy. No word go say no. Continue.
Yeah. So she said, why are you doing school today? I said, we do sums and English. She said, bring your book them. I said, they're in school. And she ain't said nothing. After a couple of minutes, she went down the house and she come back. She said, what is it? I said, them are mine.
Uh-oh.
The people who are reading the cane of Shadwell find the book them. And they see the address on the cover of the book.
Uh-huh.
So they went down on the kite, down to the manager, and he gave me mother purple.
And let me tell you, you get licks. Let me just end the story for you.
I get more licks our animal Noah had in the ark.
Uh-oh.
When he went out there, every time she remember she bang me. And here the licks, and here where me get licks with a bicycle tire.
Wow.
Head and foot, and when I got to your foot, she lashed me from my front and come back. But anyway, and them days, we used to wake up and reach school late. Because what? You're sleeping on floor and lodging. And from the moment you lay down, the bug them start to walk. They're biting you.
Oh, my. Well, you ain't put them out to sun. You ain't put them out to sun.
Wait, man. When you get up, I got come to that. When the bug them done bite you, it's 4:30. Can you imagine? And that's the time you're going to drop sleep.
Exactly.
So you wake up late, and then you just haul out the lodge and fling them down so. And you chipping down across the road with your car white with dust on your front, wet down so you wash off. So them bug there was something else in our days. But anyway, somebody else might want to do, so let it come in.
No problem. I know you'll be back with more stories to tell. All right.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a short break and continue the discussion here this morning rather. I'm sure the sun outside says it's afternoon, but it's still morning. We're going to continue, and we got to thank Rams, Flow, and TDC. We'll be right back.
Quench me thirst, I bust that time now. Watch me, I bust that smile now. Boy, freeze style, free buster and freestyle. Watch we are playing full color meanwhile. Whole heap of flavor, every one of them tries. The drink are refreshing and nice. Me tell you say a buster, me buy you with my money. This a everybody drink, I know me one love it. Have it ya, feed the kids, them daddy harmony. Buster, we playing full color. Correct, I am tea.
I'll take a small.
Double XL, that's the size for me. Flo's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flo's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
You need new tires but don't know what to get. TDC can help.
Hi, I'm Goodyear. I ensure great handling and great braking in wet and dry conditions.
My name is Sunphone. My continuous block patterns enhances stability at high speed cornering. Did someone say speed? Hi, I'm Torque. Pick me for great performance and stability.
Boys, I know exactly what they want. I'm Pressa. I'm the perfect fit for your SUV. Pick me and get the ultra-high performance with outstanding grip and traction regardless of the road conditions.
So which one of us are you gonna choose? For the most reliable, durable, high-performance tires, come to TDC Automotive Divisions. We'll help you choose from the best brands at the best prices.
All right, beautiful people, we are back on Voices for today. Now, I know since I was growing up, I knew about Boreal Long Path, right? That's over there by Molyneux sides. But the other day, I was somewhere and somebody said they used to walk, come to Bastia, but they used to take the route going to Johnson's Long Path. And I kid you not, I've never, ever in all my existence heard about Johnson Long Path until 2018. Can you imagine that? So I don't know if anybody out there, and I wanted to ask the person, like, where is Johnson's Long Path? Is that something new, or did I just not hear about Johnson's Long Path? We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller, to Voices.
Yes, man.
Hey, what's up?
Johnson Long Path is the road stretching from the gut that divide camps from Ross University, nursing home. That stretch of road there going west, and when you're coming from West Farm, there's a gut before you mount the little hill. When you mount the little hill, come back up to the gut by camps, that's Johnson Long Path.
Trying to follow.
When you come out from Mattingly Hill.
Right.
West,
so I'm at the top of Mattingly before I go down in the ditch.
Long Path.
I'm at the top of Mattingly before I go down in the ditch. I'm heading in the Sandy Point direction. Right. And all that stretch of grass where they're about to build the new stuff there. I'm going still. So then I go around the little corner and I go down in the ditch, the first ditch.
Right. Yeah, well, that stretch there between the gut coming from West Farm, the last gut coming from West Farm, and the first gut there by camps by Mattingly Hill there. That stretch of road between there, that's Johnson Long Path.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no clue. The person said I used to walk through Johnson Long Path, and I was like, Johnson. So I think in my head, he mean Boreal Long Path.
No, that's Johnson Long Path.
Okay.
Well, again, when we were small and my mother cooking soup and the enamel bowl them leaking, she would take a wet piece of flour and stop it, put it over the hole on the outside and put it over the fire like roast.
But what kind of lick you used to give them in enamel bowl them for them to get hole? And they used to,
when you're washing them, they drop out your hand. And the moment they drop, you hear the thing they're saying tick tick tick, and then a little hole there,
Right. So you used to give them some hard lick, man.
Well, it is when you're hungry and you're weak. So when you don't eat your food, you turn around and eat off the piece of side of flour what you put on the outside,
Oh my goodness, cause everything breaking away.
Right, and if you wash it, you're going to come out, so you may as well eat it.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then I used to walk from Bastia Senior School over there in East Park Range to Buckley's Estate every day between 12 to 1 for lunch. And look what the lunch was, a half a penny twist bread and some bread bridge, not even swank.
Wow.
Bread bridge.
So
and walk back and reach back school in time.
that's what I was just about to ask you. You used to have to make that journey, eat the little piece of bread, and and go back to school and do all of that in time.
Yeah, and then when you sweeten the bread in the cup, you don't turn around all, melt up all the sugar. You leave back a little bit to drain up on your piece of bread as relish. So when you don't drink your bread bridge, you got your bread and then you just throw a little water, wash off the sugar off your mouth, and you're gone again. And we still strong. See how we are?
Well,
no fast food in our skin, you know.
Let me ask you a question, because you know it's Positive Wednesday, so we're trying to compare then and now. Nowadays, the children have all the means available to them in terms of transport, etc. And sometimes, 9 o'clock, I see children on the street strolling away. So, what do you think is the difference between why you were so willing to make the journey? Well, you probably didn't have a choice at the time, but you made the journey and you hurried back, I'm sure, to make it back in time. What do you say to that when you see, children nowadays strolling along the road, no care in the world to get to school on time?
Well, I can tell you something. One, the thing is they are being spoiled with this transportation. That's one. And number two, the way some people are driving on the road. It's better that you walk to school around the best show than to walk on the side of the road. That's two. And again, this generation of people, they ain't have what we had to do. In the morning, we had to get up, sweep up yard, tow out sheep, carry out trash, do all kind of thing, and then wash off your foot in the cuppa and drink your little bush tea and your bread or your cassava bread or your potato or breadfruit, and then you head hustling going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Because anyhow, you reach in the school and you hear them singing, all things are wonderful, all creatures great and small. You're late.
That was a song, yes.
And then from the moment the teacher up there see you bust by the door, come up your man. Legs in your skin, come school early. So we had to be mindful of not going to school late and do all we work in time. But we know used to lie down in the 8 o'clock and mama make breakfast and all kind of thing and come out and you just say, me no want that. And you no. It's a different thing today.
Yes, indeed.
I wish I could go back in those young days when I had small, when life was hard. And we didn't have no toilet paper from the store, Cement bag and other things. Anyway,
oh my.
I'll come back.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. As we continue to reminisce here this morning on this Positive Wednesday edition of Voices. No, he brought up something. A previous caller mentioned it. I'm not sure if he was the previous caller, but I remember we used to, I think it's this. All I know, I used to teeth it out. I used to teeth it out, and I would teeth and steal until I get caught, because I used to go and try a little bit in the palm of my hand, and I lick it off, and and heaven knows my hand was probably so dirty. And I would lick it off. But guess what? I think it was called, is it the milk powder they used to give them out, I think maybe at the health centers and stuff like that. But it is sweet. Sweet. So I'm not sure if I just vaguely remember that. But that was good. And, I remember when I was younger, it was a lot of us living in one house there on West Street. And when the bread bus would come and stuff, the is exact bread being bought. We ain't had the luxury of buying extra bread so you could eat twice and them kind of thing. Is the exact amount of bread being bought and you had to calculate down to a T how many pieces that one bread could cut up in, And I would always go and be the first one, because there's a lot of us in the house. And I had my cute little innocent face and so I used to teeth off the bread nipple straight, because the bread was hot and nice and the nipple was nice, And I would go under the bed and I would try to eat the nipple under there and, digest the evidence before anyone could catch me. Because nobody can suspect little cute Judy in the house teething bread nipple. But guess what? My mother used to have a cat there. And that cat would come under the bed with a load of meow. And who you know? Granny come on there the broomstick and is blows me behind. The cat let me out. So I really can't do. I have not liked a cat since. But we go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller to Voices.
Hi, Purple, me again.
Hey.
That thing you're speaking about, as you stated, it's milk powder.
Right.
But when we were growing up, we used to have to line up in school, and we used to get a glass full. You understand? We used to have to line up at mornings, and we used to get our glass full. They used to really distribute it at the health center.
Okay.
And as culture was talking, saying that about the bread, we used to have to put butter, the red butter in our bread.
Yes.
And the cooking oil in our bread. We also used to put sugar cake in our bread. You understand? So culture and myself, we raised up in Buckley's. So we know what the exercise is all about. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We know what it's all about. And one thing I could never forget, Purple, is that you can wake up a morning and heard your mommy and your neighbor arguing. And in the another, about 12 o'clock, you're coming down the street or up the street and pass the lady straight, you know, Purple?
Yes.
That woman going to grab you and she going to bang you from your head to your foot. And when you reach home, you better don't let your mother know. Because she's going to finish the task on you.
Yes.
You understand? So it's a difference then to how we live in now. They say things change, but I don't believe people should change. You understand? We should still keep up our culture and teach our children the right way. You understand? We have to wake up and sweep the yard, as culture say. You understand?
With the coconut glass.
They call it a ward. You have an old T-shirt and you put it in a circle. And I have bucket on my head, not holding, and two in my hand. Walking, going with water. We have to fill drums upon drums upon drums. And we better in school for 8:30. We better be in school, Papa. You understand? As culture stated, I wish we could go back to those old-time days because it was better than now. We have all the electronics and we have all the showers in the house, but when we go outside and the wind blows us, we wash our skin so fast. Sometimes
exactly, and where?
Exactly.
and you know.
It used to be so cold those days, you know.
The most you could wet is your shoulder.
Exactly, guy. Oi. The water cold, so you're trying, you know, people will see your face and everything, you know, and the kerosene lamp.
Oh yes,
you
with
know,
the jumbie bead.
Wet, you know. So I just tell them when Cohen gone, it don't mean nothing to me. I have about 6 lamps home. My children say, Mom, you too old time. It's just say, well, the old time thing's gonna save you. You understand?
Yes.
And the bad pan, Purple.
Oh, don't talk only bad. That was sweet. That was sweet.
It was so good because I've been brought up in learning to wash, cook, everything, Purple. But I just tell my children about those days. You know, and I'm glad that you came up and you made some of it, that you can talk about it and you can laugh about it. You're going to get a lot more today.
I know, because I could imagine in your times, if I just get the last of it, I couldn't imagine what it was. I mean, it probably felt difficult at the time, but now that you see what we have now, it's like we wish we could go back there, you know?
And you know, enjoy it. I did enjoy it, you know, Papa.
Yes, it was fun.
It didn't hard to me because I don't know if my mind was telling me this is what you have, so this is what you have to make do.
Right.
It was so comfortable and it was so pleasing to me as a little girl. You know, I had 2 panties, Papa. One to go to church and one to go to school. So
I was
you better take off that, stay in the yard and wash it for in the morning, eh?
Yes, I was just talking about that the other day, about how growing up, you had panties for specific purposes. You had your church panty, your going out panty, and your house panty. You understand?
Patch them, eh? With the patch them, eh?
Yes.
With the patch them, I tell you, with the patch them.
And you had
some big hole, but we still used to wear them.
And if the panties stretch out,
exercise, but Purple, my mother used to cut a book in 2, you know.
Yes.
My mother used to cut a book in 2.
And you put the thing on the side to keep. Yes.
The other one.
Yes. We don't do that anymore.
And you're so correct. You know how much books my children have home still that they ain't used?
Yeah.
Because of these lot of books they're breaking our children back and deforming our children's spinal cord with. it is not called for.
Yes.
Unless we don't stand up, it's going to continue.
Yes.
I will come back.
No
Let somebody
problem,
else come
darling.
in.
So we went all over the place, but I just have an issue with the book thing for real, ladies and gentlemen, because I just feel like perhaps if it is homework, perhaps it can be submitted on a sheet of paper. I really think that perhaps one of the good things from now is possibly going a bit digital, so that one device can store all of the subjects. And then if it is a matter of homework, sometimes you see the teachers, the desk a pile up with how many ever books, so maybe we can look for a change in that aspect. But I just can't get over how 30 something years ago I had so many books on my shoulder carrying, and it's still happening now. I saw a little girl the other day and I said, what you doing with all of those books in your bag? I mean, the bag is like 2 feet sticking out from her shoulders and you could see the weight. And she said, teacher said, we don't know what subject we are do, so we had to bring all the book them, so that's crazy. How do you not know? Don't you have a schedule? So let's look at what can be done. I hope the right people are listening. We need a change in that aspect. But yes, we're going to take a break and say thanks to our sponsors for giving us this opportunity. And they are TDC, Flow, and Rams. Remember, you can call us here at 466-662-762-0989. Our overseas lines are 718-285-6984 if you're calling from the New York area. And 305-921-4619. That's our Miami line. We'll be right back with more voices.
This public service announcement is brought to you by TDC Insurance Company Limited.
The brakes on your vehicle should be in tip-top shape. These tips are signs that your brakes are ready for changing. If you feel a pull to the side as you brake, it may mean there is a need to do a brake adjustment or the brake fluid needs to be drained. Loud metallic sounds or growling as you brake is an indication that your brake pads are worn completely and need replacement immediately. If this is delayed, it may scratch your rotors or create permanent damage, which could mean a replacement is necessary.
This public service announcement was brought to you by TDC Insurance Company Limited.
TDCIC, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
Found the sound. 98.9 FM. I'll take a small.
XL, that's the size for me. Flow's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flow's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
Quicks, 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 please, many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Yes, Quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Just one spoonful of concentrated Quicks cleans your whole sink full of dishes. Quicks, 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 clean.
Quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Quicks, we wash more dishes.
Like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/ramsupermarket. Follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/ramsupermarket. And subscribe to us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/ramsupermarket.
All right, so welcome back to Voices, ladies and gentlemen. So to my Facebook commenters, Nige says these callers want to go back to the Stone Age. Nige, behave. And Marlene said that she remembers that parents of newborns, babies, they used to get, is it lentils, butter, flour, milk powder, and... oh, she says that was in the 80s. She asks, why has it stopped? I don't know, Marlene. You have to tell me. But we continue with our discussion today. So I know there was a lot of there are probably still existing a lot of people who are involved in the were, because it's done now, were involved in the sugar industry. And I always hear y'all say that when I used to go spread trash. What does that mean? What was trash? And what was your occupation in spreading trash? We're going to go back to the phone lines and say, welcome, caller. You're on Voices.
Mrs. Purple, good morning.
Good morning.
You remember back in the days we used to call people nicknames. So one day I see this old woman walking, coming up the street because where we live, because we live side our uncle, and we know he's our uncle. So my father see us there teasing this old woman because she walks and shake. So my father says to us, boy, what are you doing teasing that woman? That woman is my aunt. Me say, how come that woman is your aunt? He said, that's my mother's sister. I said, that's your mother's sister? So who is that man? He said, that's my brother. I said, how come he's your brother and that's your aunt? He said, boy, my father get children with the two sisters.
Oh,
I
man.
said, do what? His father get two sets of children. He get 4 with one and 2 with one. How that go on, Mrs. Powell, back in the days?
You tell me. I don't know. I wasn't there.
He keeps getting children with these two sisters. Mrs. Powell, let me give you some more politics. My great-grandfather went to St. Paul's and met a young lady, have a child with her. And when he have a child with her, my other grandfather go and meet that child and get 12 children with that child. You see politics?
That was a lot of mix-up back in the day. Yes, sir.
Mrs. Bubble, you know where Dawson Street is?
No, sir.
Well, from Bellevue, come right over to the corner. That's Dawson Street. And then the other part is Ammon Walk. You know where Ammon Walk is?
Yeah, definitely.
The Ammon Walk begin from right. You know they have a gut wash underneath that road right there as Dawson and there to go over Ammon Walk. A gut wash is underneath that road.
I think so. Where the bend in the road is? Yes.
And then to go down that hill, that's to Gishard Hill. So when you leave Tabernacle coming up, that's Gishard Hill. You never hear about those?
Nope. Nope.
This is what you got low. That's too low. Anyway, I'll come back. Take
Yes,
care.
no problem. Obviously, I have a lot to learn. And Birdman is saying that his mom used to cut one pencil in two. And I remember that. We used to get a pencil cut in two. And let me tell you, is a breaking down story in the house for who get the end with the rubber, eh? Because everybody want the end with the rubber. And let me tell you, we used to do some things back in the day. It's possible children do that now, but, and this is going to freak some people out, but when you didn't have a rubber, you put your little finger on your tongue, and you dampen it, and you scrub that little page till the little pencil mark go, and the page looks so nasty. And you try to write over it, and guess what? The page rips. Right? I remember those are things that was happening in my time. I could imagine it was happening before that time, you know. And who remember batter draggers? Yes, I done bust my face so many times in my batter draggers. And that was the one pair of shoes that you had. You either had them in, what were the fancy colors? You had two options, right? You either get them in the pink or you get them in the blue. And I remember, now we have these fancy ones from Old Navy. They probably don't even last as long. But I remember those rubber batter draggers, as we used to call them. And I remember, let me tell you, my one pair of going out shoes were those karate cloth shoes. I am sure you all had some karate cloth shoes. And you had to keep those karate cloth shoes clean at all times. Okay? That was your church shoe, your going downtown shoe, everything. I remember you go in town and you don't dare. You better you go with your eyes closed, because you don't dare ask for anything when you go into town with your parents. You understand? And we used to go market. Oh my, do parents take children to the market anymore? We used to go market so early just to go by, and your grandma would go by every single stall, and she only going to buy 2 tomato, but she have to go by everybody's stall. She gonna stand up and talk to Miss Mavis. She gonna stand up and talk to this person, and at the end of the hall, she come home with 2 carrot and a tomato. So those were some of the experiences I had. Welcome, caller, to Voices.
Hi, Purple.
Hi, good day.
It's Carla.
Hi, Carla.
I was listening to you there talking about the push-in. Well, in my country, in Dominica, we call them push-ins. So I believe but you're so young. You had those days for real?
Yes, I did.
Huh?
Yes, I did. Huh? My mother was very poor.
Them pink and blue push-ins used to wear that for real?
Yes, how you mean? And when it comes out. Yes, Carla.
You're dating yourself, I'm sure. You're young, way younger. Those things had gone by your age.
No, I had a little bit of it.
Okay.
All right, Carla.
You know something, and you remember that we used to put pins to push them through if they burst.
If they burst, yes, because it's the top part. Yes.
Yeah.
How you mean, man?
You know, one of the things I remembered from childhood is when my mother bought me a pair of boy shoes to go to school. Nice, strong, black shoes. And girl, I walk in water. I hated them so much. I walked in water. I kicked them. I do all kind of things with them.
To try to get them
and every time they mash up, she send me to the shoemaker to fix them again. So I think I wore them for about 4 years. So strong they were. I hated those shoes. Oh my gosh! I wanted some fancy shoe, you know, something.
Yes.
But of course, those don't last. But that one was one time the shoemaker even put new rubber under it and all.
Wow. Those things don't happen now.
Yeah, no, we have all these choices. The shoes don't even last the whole school year.
They don't last us a term, a semester. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, nice. I like the throwback there.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes. Take care. All right.
Bye.
And Nige is saying if you ain't had karate shoes, then you weren't saying anything. The karate shoes had people walking around thinking they were Bruce Lee. Well, true. That was the time when Bruce Lee was hot and stuff. So you had to feel like you're up to the time. I remember, and I mean, karate shoes coming back in style now. And let's talk about that. Because I would call myself a clothing hoarder. If I give away a lot of my clothes to Salvation Army and other places, I do that annually. But there are certain items of clothing. Sometimes I can't even fit me good no more. But I mean trying it way. And guess what? Little do you know, I remember when plaid wasn't saying nothing the other day. And all of a sudden, plaid back in style. Y'all remember when bell-bottom pants came back into style? And you just shake out your old clothes and you put them back on and you're right back in the style and you ain't spend a penny. You understand? So I always tell people, fashion and clothing and these kind of things, it's a cycle. And bet your life, the things that you think are outdated will come right back into style. You know, look at the acid wash jeans. That was a thing of the 60s, 70s, and it's back in style again. So just when you think you could give away your old clothes or throw them away, it comes right back into style, right? So guess what? It's time again for us to take another break and say thanks to our beautiful sponsors. So they are TDC, Flow, and Rams. We're going to come back and then we'll have about 10 minutes to wrap up before we get into the Win FM Midday newscast. So we're going to come back and we're going to have some more fun. Okay? We'll be back.
Imagine a place that has all that you need. All of the things for your business to succeed. Furniture, copiers, laptops, and more. TDC Business Center is your #1 store. Print and copy and scan and fax. Our copy center does all of that. If you're having a party and you need chairs and tents, we've got all your needs at Grand Rentals for Rent. The TDC Business Center has everything your business needs. Superior copy and printing services, business equipment and furniture, and a wide array of renting materials for all occasions. TDC Business Center, providing solutions that work.
I'll take a small.
XL, that's the size for me. Flo's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flo's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
And we're back. So we're having a little banter, a little discussion about what we miss from the old days, what we would like to see back now. Well, for sure, I would like to see some manners back in our society today. I think that is missing. But, you know, on the contrary, I find that back in the day, as a caller would have alluded to earlier, even if I see me mother and somebody cussing, I could not dare pass that person. So I grew up with manners always, and just genuinely, that's me. That's Judy. However, I feel as though recently, as an adult, I find that I pass many elderly people on the street and I say good morning, and I know they hear me coming out loud. I know they hear me, unless they're deaf, which I don't think. And they don't answer back. They don't say anything. They stay there with their face twisted up to the heavens like they're all mad, you know. And I'm like, you've lived this long. You should be thankful for life, you know. So I feel like maybe it's a flip now. Maybe the older folk don't have as much manners as we've been taught or told that they have. So I feel like, is it a situation where every generation has succumbed to the modern day? And, you know, to add to that, everybody's face is always down in the phone. Everybody's face is always down in some type of gadget. Listen, we even walking with the phones on our wrists. No, we have the fancy watches, right? So we are always taken up with these gadgets, you know. I just find that back then, if our mother did not have enough money to buy us the Ludo and the snake and ladder and the fancy games, but she could afford some jacks and some marble, you had to go out and you had to play hide and seek and catching and on the river, on the bank, and bum in the middle, and you had to blend and bond with the children in the community. But now, you come home, you fling down your school bag, you go in the room, you cock up, you ain't in bed good yet or do your homework, you poor neck down in a gadget. I that's one of the things I think I miss from before. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller, to Voices.
People, I love topics like this. I'm going to call it. I decided to call in again.
That's fine.
About the manners thing, it is something that I found. It's not. I don't think that older people mean really to be, disrespectful or anything like that. But I think they probably are preoccupied at the time, you know. I know that our culture in the Caribbean, we say a lot of good morning, good afternoon. If you pass a person 50 million times in one day, you're supposed to say hi and hello. But I think as time has progressed, and especially as people have lived in North America and so on, where you cannot say good morning to all the people passing you. For instance, you're in the subway, you can't say anybody, say morning to everybody. So we kind of got caught up in our own, selves after a while. I mean, I still try to say it. If I've met the person once, the next time I see them, I say hello. You know what I mean? Because you made a connection. But I think we're getting caught up in a different culture, a culture that we were not used to once upon a time. But I'm glad, I'm happy that you're doing it still. I'm still doing
Yes.
it too. And I think more of us need to do that, and more of us need to pay attention.
All right. Thank you for your contribution, Carla. Yes, so I remember that many of the things I'm saying, it's not everybody doing it, you know, but sometimes I just feel like some people, they're just so sharp, you know. And Carla, I know you said I should have called correctly. They are not preoccupied. The ones that I pass, they are looking me dead in the face. They watch me head to toe. And I say, good morning or good afternoon. And they just look at me. I don't understand. You know, sometimes maybe when you look nice, quote unquote, you know, you have on a little one to good up looking clothes or whatnot. Maybe they just automatically think you're going to be rude, because I think we've been taught to judge people. I myself, I had a rude awakening recently where I did not mean to judge the person, but because of how we are programmed, and this is the thing, it's a slow transition to correct myself. The person looked, you know, dirty and whatnot, and I have for years I thought that person was crazy. They probably were, but it's possible that they, well, not crazy, but for lack of a better word at the moment, they probably had mental issues, and so I saw them in that light. And the person just shocked me out of nowhere and had a 100% solid conversation with me. And I was stunned. I kid you not, I was stunned. So maybe we need to get out of the culture of judging people based only on the exterior. Because, of course, the way you look and dress has something to do with it. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? Welcome, caller, to Voices. Okay, we lost that caller. We're going to go to the next phone line and say, welcome, caller, to Voices. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, Papa.
Morning.
Yes, I just tuned into your program and I heard Carla was saying something just before Carla called in. You was talking about how much we're into the gadgets and the like.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say kudos to one or two primary schools that have seen it fit to have, like, for instance, I think the name is evading me, but I think there's a school that has a no TV day.
Yes, that's a Morris Healy. I think
Fine.
it's a Morris Healy. They have
And
a no
just the
TV
other
week.
day, I saw the Beach Island School had a sort of like a cultural dress day, where they wear those cultural, the African gowns and, you know, something cultural. I think they're probably, some of them wore the national gown dress, I would assume. But I happened to see some of those primary school children going to school, and there was all attire in their cultural wear.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that are going to bring back the consciousness, the awareness to our children in certain aspects. Yes, we are in a modern, technological, savvy environment, but how can we marry? How can we balance out both of them? I asked a question of you the other day, and you said yes. Did you saw the movie?
Yes,
Black Panther?
I did. Yes.
You see how the highest modern technology could have been meshed with the culture of the people, and it's like everything was in sync. Everything still went on.
Yes.
Persons knew the world and the different tribes, be it the mining tribe, the the vibranium, be it the border tribe to protect the border, be it the river tribe and the mountain tribe and so forth and so forth. This is what we're talking about. Marrying the culture with modern technology, utilizing modern technology to get by.
All right. Well, caller, thank you so much for your contribution. We have to break now for the news. I hope to have you back on the other side.
I'll do.
All right. Take care. Well, when we come back on the other side after the news, we will continue this discussion, but we'll focus more on what do we want to bring back to mesh with the modern times in terms of what has the modern times taken away from the good that we used to have in the older times. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back after the lunch break, and we'll continue with Voices. Again, want to thank thank our sponsors for the first half of Voices, and they are TDC, Flow, and Rams. Headline News is up next.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, FamCare, Subway, Carib Brewery, and CNC Trading.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
Come to Subway and eat fresh. Try our daily specials. That's right, we have a special every day at Subway. Come in today and eat fresh. Stay healthy.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Till you walk with a local reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we've got you covered. 130 years in this business, we've got you covered. For all your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Delia Walwyn, people you can trust.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts, offering 24-hour nursing, therapeutic, and residential care for older adults? It's situated at Otley, 7 miles east of Vastair in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodation to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020, fax 466-8221, or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com, or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Every country has a story of its own, and the people who live there are the ones that tell it best.
This is God Country!
BioCare Lab says it's your hair, so wear it your way with Curls and Naturals Hair Care Solutions. Start it right with Curls and Naturals Texturizer Hair Softener. Infuse with Moroccan argan oil and maintain it with the Dream Curl Cream with honey and shea butter, all with daily moisturizing anti-fizz and shine serum. For locks and twists, nourish them with a curl defining custard and see them grow. It's your hair. Wear it your way with Curls and Naturals. A brand new you every day.
Curls and Natural, sold locally by CNC Trading on the CAP Southwell Industrial Site. Telephone 465-4081. The headline news was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, FamCare, Subway, Carib Brewery, and CNC Trading.
Is your hair thinning, shedding, or breaking? BioCare Labs has researched the causes of split ends, thinning, dry, and brittle hair and has developed a product to solve these weak hair problems. We call it Strong Ends Products. If you desire to grow strong, healthy hair, Strong Ends Products is your solution. Formulated with potent natural ingredients like honey and shea butter to deposit and retain moisture, castor and almond oil for scalp and roots, and aloe vera and coconut milk for strength. Try the full line of Strong Ends hair products and grow healthy, beautiful hair.
Strong Ends, sold locally by CNC Trading on the CIP Southwell Industrial Site. Telephone 465-4081.
Police and related units have conducted another search for 22-year-old Preston Fleming of Newton Ground Village to no avail. The young man has been missing for 3 weeks now. WinFM spoke with District B Commander Superintendent Lionel Moore, who said police continue to investigate but have no new information to go on.
The last search we had was Friday morning. We searched the area from Franklands right back to Halfway Tree. What I can say is that you had the fire rescue, police, defense force, family members, and so forth. They were all part of the search Friday morning. We ain't got no further information or so.
A relative of the missing man claims Preston was to have been a witness in a pending court case involving the murder of a popular bus driver and fears his disappearance may have been related to that. She posted on social media, quote, "Why did he not have witness protection?" End quote. The relative, who said she resides in the UK, went on to say, quote, "We don't know his true last moments, but whomever knows what happened, please have it in your hearts to speak out. Be as discreet as you like, but put his family's mind at rest." End quote. Preston Fleming was last seen by a family member on Tuesday, February 27th in the Old Road area. However, police have since informed that they received information that he had been seen the next day in Virchals. A search in that area also yielded nothing. Anyone with information in this matter is being asked to contact the Sandy Point Police Station at 465-6261 or a police station near you, or call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477.
Newly elected president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Athletic Association, Val Henry, says the organization is not in a healthy financial state. Henry made the disclosure at a press conference at the Kim Collins Stadium on March 13th.
The SKN AAA is not in a very healthy financial position. We made $35 US on one account in Scotiabank, and we made $2,100 on our national bank account, with bills to be paid of over $8,000. You do the maths. But that's the good news. The bad news is that we also inherited a debt of over $500,000. But that's the good news. The worst news to that is that that debt was once over $800,000. And were it not for the support of this Minister of Sport and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis that helped us to draw down on that debt of over $400,000, we would have been in a very serious position.
Henry also revealed that the association received some debt forgiveness, which alleviated its financial situation.
We also had to receive debt forgiveness of over $345,000 3 months ago for monies that we owed.
The recently elected president provided some explanation as to how his association's debts were accumulated.
Where's all of this expense coming from? This expense is coming from the events that we put on, the athletes that we send overseas for different international competitions, and very little of it in terms of our operations on the local front. And a lot of it came from the hosting of Carifta Games 2015. So yes, since 2015, we are still struggling to pay the bills.
He expressed profound gratitude to the local government for its continued support, which allowed local athletes to compete in marquee competitions, including the last Olympics. Henry also commended BRAMS, TDC and other private and public entities for their long-standing support and indicated that partnerships with these businesses are critical to the survival of the SKN AAA. The SKN AAA top man explained that the challenges that the association faces are numerous, including the possibility of not fielding a team at the upcoming Carifta Games in the Bahamas, but every effort will be made to give the best possible opportunities to the local athletes.
We have to begin taking steps to be more self-sufficient financially. It is a burden that at times we feel discouraged, but when we recognize the benefits to the young people, we continue. And so this is why the SKNAAA has adopted a more prudent approach when it comes to the financial management of the events that it organizes.
The revelation about the financial woes of the SKNAAA comes days ahead of the Inter-Primary School Championships and the Inter-High School Championships.
The new National Party has returned to office with a landslide victory in Grenada, winning all 15 seats in the Tuesday, March 13 general elections. It's the third time the NNP has achieved a clean sweep. Dr. Mitchell won all 15 seats in 1999, 2013, and again on Tuesday, defeating the National Democratic Congress led by Mr. Nazim Burke. Results of Tuesday's election indicate that the new National Party won 33,786 votes, while the NDC received 23,243 votes. It was the 9th poll since the U.S.-led invasion ended the March 13, 1979 revolution in Grenada. Mr. Burke has offered congratulations to Dr. Mitchell.
I would want to mention this. I omitted to mention in my earlier remarks that I did make several attempts, direct attempts, to contact Dr. Mitchell by telephone to congratulate him. The 4 telephone numbers that I have, none of them seem to be available now, seem to be working. I sought further assistance. I confirmed that the numbers, at least 2 of the numbers I had were correct numbers, but we were unable to reach him. And so, Dr. Mitchell, if you're watching in tonight, we just want to let you know we tried reaching you by telephone. We congratulate you and wish you and your government all the best for the next 5 years.
Thank you, Mr. Burke.
Dr. Mitchell, age 71, has described his victory as a humbling experience, and he's called on the leadership of the NDC to be part of the development process. He said the more than 20,000 people who voted for the NDC could not be ignored. In a pre-election interview, former Chief of Staff of the NDC's Tillman Thomas administration had predicted that Grenada's tradition of early election results would continue.
Well, the tradition has been very speedy reporting back of results. The polls close at 5, and we're going to know these results generally before the sun goes down. Generally, we're going to know these results before the sun goes down. It will dribble a little bit officially up to about 8-ish, 7:30, 8-ish, but through the party mechanisms and so on, the results will be known. And we've not had any in instances or experiences where those results have drifted for one reason or another. That is to say, the announcement of the results. So I don't anticipate, certainly Grenadians don't anticipate any hitch or hitches there at all.
Polls closed at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, and Grenadians knew the results of that election by 8 p.m., according to reports.
The gunman who shot 2 young men in Old Road Sunday evening remains at large. A check with police in District B on Tuesday confirmed that to date, no one has been arrested for the crime. Police are investigating the March 11 shooting of 23-year-old Dijon Foster and 21-year-old Ajani Reef, both of Old Road, as a case of attempted murder. They reported that Foster and Reef were sitting on the steps of the Old Road Community Center when, around 9 p.m., a lone gunman appeared and began firing shots at them. The young men tried to run away, but were each shot several times about the body. Police officers were in Virchals at the time conducting patrols when they heard what sounded like gunshots being fired in the Old Road area. They responded and, having been directed to the scene by villagers, rushed the gunshot victims to the JNF hospital. Reef, the more seriously injured of the two, was reportedly hit in the torso and had to undergo emergency surgery, while Foster was reportedly struck under the arm. Both are listed as being in stable condition. Police investigations into the matter are ongoing. Persons with information regarding this incident are asked to contact the Violent Crime Unit by dialing 467-1887, 467-1888, or 662-3462.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis and two business entities, Rams Group of Companies and TDC, have reaffirmed their long-standing partnerships with the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Athletic Association, SKN-AAA, through hefty financial contributions. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister with responsibility for youth, education, sport and culture, Honorable Sean Richards, cemented the relationship with the SKN-AAA on behalf of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Sean Weston, Managing Director of Rams Trading, symbolically handed over a check representing Rams' contribution, while Maya Bailey, Client Relations and Marketing Department Manager of TDC, solidified her company's contribution. Rams is the principal sponsor for the primary school championships this coming weekend, and TDC is the principal sponsor for the Inter-High Schools Championships, which is slated for the weekend of March 24 and 25th. The two companies, as well as the Ministry of Sport, are contributing cash and kind to the hosting of the two events. Minister with responsibility for sport, Honorable Sean Richards, noted that the public support that is visible at the two championships is indicative of the significant interest in the events.
The Rams Primary Championships and the TDC Inter-School Championships attract the largest following of any single organized event in our federation each year. The two meets, which were diverse in their origin, have grown to a size and stature that is befitting the recognition given to these championships within the hearts and minds of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Richards also commended the two companies for their unwavering support over the years.
I would like to recognize the sponsors of these championships. The TDC Inter-School Championship is the single longest running sponsored event in our federation. The Rams Primary School Championship, the second longest titled sponsorship. It is difficult to express how many lives you have impacted over the years, and I say thank you. I also wish to recognize all of the other sponsors.
Rams Group of Companies expressed pride in their partnership with the SKN-AAA and committed themselves to aiding in social growth.
The Rams Group of Companies, as Mr. Huggins alluded to, we've been the primary sponsor of the primary school track and field championship for well over 30 years. And we've been very proud to be associated with it. We've seen the championship grow from strength to strength every year with the combined efforts of the SKN-AAA, the Ministry of Sport and Education, and our partners who continue to give up their time and resources every year to invest in our young athletes. And I want to reiterate President Henry's remarks about the investment that it takes. It is not wasteful.
TDC also relished the opportunity to extend their commitment to the development of youth.
The TDC Group of Companies is proud to be the title sponsor again for the 42nd championship. This is our 41st consecutive year, and we've partnered and collaborated with the SKN-AAA over the years to advance athletics in the federation. We find that, the strength of this partnership and also the volunteers, the various stakeholders, has enabled us to pave the way for the junior athletes to thrive and excel in the track and field. And it's something that we pride ourselves on, and we've always been committed, particularly to sports and to supporting, the grassroots organizations throughout the federation.
The symbolic checks from the principal sponsors were accepted by the SKN-AAA President, Mr. Val Henry, and his Vice President, Everest Huggins. The contributions that Rams and TDC provide allows for the SKN-AAA to honor their commitment of giving back a financial prize to the top 6 schools in each meet. For the inter-primary school meet, the prize monies are $2,300 for the top school, $1,600, $1,300, $1,100, $1,000, and $800 respectively. And for the prize giving monies for the inter-high school level, top prize of $5,500, $3,300, $2,500, $1,500, and $1,200 and $1,000 respectively.
It's official. St. Kitts and Nevis has been blacklisted by the European Union. EU finance ministers on Tuesday added St. Kitts and Nevis, the Bahamas, and the U.S. Virgin Islands to the EU blacklist of tax havens. Reuters is reporting that the ministers have removed St. Lucia and a few other jurisdictions from the list, and at that same meeting added Anguilla, the British Virgin Islands, Dominica, and Antigua and Barbuda to a grey list of jurisdictions which do not respect EU anti-tax avoidance standards but have committed to change their practices. WinFM spoke with Foreign Affairs Minister Premier Mark Brantley about the development.
Well, I think these matters are always unfortunate. Certainly, these are issues that have reputational risks for our country, and we are, as a government, concerned about it. We have been engaging in a very robust way with the EU and its various member countries, and there has been quite a level of diplomatic engagement with them to seek to understand the reasons for this and, of course, to seek to remove and have St. Kitts and Nevis removed quickly from this blacklist. The blacklist purports to be a list of jurisdictions which are not cooperative in relation to tax matters. But we feel that St. Kitts and Nevis is, in fact, cooperative. For example, I think the public would want to know that the Federation remains committed to the international standards on transparency and exchange of information for tax purposes. We were rated largely compliant by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, in our last review, and we are currently undergoing another review in that regard. St. Kitts and Nevis has committed and continued to expand its exchange of information networks. We are signatory to the Multilateral Convention on Mutual Administrative Assistance for Tax Matters. In fact, that convention was signed by our Prime Minister, Dr. Harris, in August of 2016 at a ceremony at the OECD headquarters in Paris, France. And that instrument of ratification was deposited on that same date. Our legislation, as the public would know, has been continually updated. We have passed legislation in the National Assembly in December of 2016 to provide for the implementation of the Common Reporting Standards, CRS. We have also joined the membership of the BEPS, what is called BEPS, the Base Erosion and Profit Sharing Inclusive Framework, and we did that since November 2017. And St. Kitts and Nevis currently is among 112 jurisdictions that have committed to implementing the anti-BEPS measures. I believe the public should also know that important members of the EU, such as Italy, Greece, Poland, and Estonia, have during the period 2016 to 2017 removed St. Kitts and Nevis from their national lists of non-cooperative jurisdictions, signifying their satisfaction with our efforts in St. Kitts and Nevis on transparency and exchange of information. So our country, in my view, has made tremendous efforts, and we continue to make tremendous efforts to demonstrate not only to the EU, but to the international community that we are a serious and committed partner, that we are cognizant of their concerns about tax and harmful tax practices, and that we have conducted ourselves properly and responsibly in all the circumstances.
The foreign minister gave assurance that all avenues are being explored to conform to the EU's requests and have St. Kitts and Nevis removed from the blacklist as soon as possible.
We have since sent to the EU our letter of commitment, which is a very detailed letter setting out our steps that will be taken, the time frame within which those steps will be taken, and to assure them that by December 2018, we would have responded in full to the legislative initiatives that they have indicated they require. So we are optimistic that they will reconsider this and that St. Kitts and Nevis will be removed from that list in short order. And we have asked our diplomats there to press the EU on this particular matter, because at the end of the day, we feel that this practice of blacklisting, particularly as it is applied in this fashion to small and vulnerable economies such as ours, is terribly unhelpful.
The Police Service Commission, the PSC, has reportedly been instructed not to probe allegations that a senior male police officer has been making unwanted sexual advances towards his male subordinates. That's what a source close to the matter told our newsroom. The source spoke on condition of anonymity out of fear of reprisal, saying the PSC met with Prime Minister Gaston Brown on Monday and he rubbished the claims. Neither does he support an investigation. The source said Brown pointed out that the complaints from 3 junior officers and an applicant are not official because they weren't reported to the police. Based on the letters of complaint in Observer Media's possession, though, 2 of them were written on official police statement forms. When contacted yesterday about the allegation that he was silencing the PSC, the Prime Minister told Observer Media that if the source cannot stand by the claims, then he has no comment to make. In other words, he wouldn't comment if the source's identity is not revealed. The chairman of the Police Service Commission, Kelvin John, could not be reached for comment yesterday. In fact, efforts to reach him since last week, when our newsroom broke the story about the complaints, have been unsuccessful.
We now bring you this international report.
This is Sergei Skripal at a shop in England, just days before he and his daughter Yulia were found unconscious on a shopping center bench, victims of a toxic nerve agent. This footage is believed to show Skripal and his daughter on the day of the attack, perhaps just hours before they were subjected to the poison. Police say they were targeted specifically.
Our role now, of course, is to establish who is behind this and why they carried out this act.
Skripal is a former Russian spy. In 2004, he was arrested by the Russians for acting as a double agent selling state secrets to the British. He was convicted of treason in 2006 and sent to prison. Sergei Skripal's case was so high profile that Russia's intelligence service, the FSB, which is headquartered right here on Moscow's Lubyanka Square, even made a film about the arrest and the betrayal they say Skripal committed. In 2010, Skripal was released as part of a high-level spy swap for 10 Russians arrested in the U.S. He was granted asylum in the U.K. and lived a seemingly quiet life since then with his family. In recent years, his wife and his son both passed away. His 33-year-old daughter Yulia is the only one left in his family. They are both in critical condition, and suspicion now lies on the Kremlin.
I say to governments around the world that no attempt to take innocent life on UK soil will go either unsanctioned or unpunished.
This is not the first time Russia has been accused of using poison. In 2006, former Russian spy turned whistleblower Alexander Litvinenko was in a London hotel bar and unknowingly drank a cup of tea laced with polonium-210, a highly radioactive agent. British authorities say 2 Russian agents slipped the poison into his tea when he wasn't looking. Litvinenko slowly wasted away in a hospital bed and blamed Russian President Vladimir Putin before he died. During the Cold War, a Bulgarian dissident named Georgy Markov defected to the UK and was waiting for a bus in London when he felt a sting in his leg. He later said he remembered a stranger fumbling with an umbrella before walking away. The umbrella turned out to be a Cold War-era weapon. The tip shot out a tiny platinum ball that contained the deadly poison ricin. 4 days later, Markov was dead. Soviet KGB officials were implicated, but no one has ever been charged with the murder. The Kremlin has denied involvement in all of these attacks, saying most recently they have no knowledge of how 66-year-old Sergei Skripal and his daughter fell ill.
Mr. Speaker, on Monday I set out that Mr. Skripal and his daughter were poisoned with a Novichok, a military-grade nerve agent developed by Russia. Based on this capability, combined with their record of conducting state-sponsored assassinations, including against former intelligence officers whom they regard as legitimate targets, the UK government concluded that it was highly likely that Russia was responsible for this reckless and despicable act. And there were only 2 plausible explanations. Either this was a direct act by the Russian state against our country, or conceivably the Russian government could have lost control of a military-grade nerve agent and allowed it to get into the hands of others. Mr. Speaker, it was right to offer Russia the opportunity to provide an explanation. But their response has demonstrated complete disdain for the gravity of these events. They have provided no credible explanation that could suggest they lost control of their nerve agent. No explanation as to how this agent came to be used in the United Kingdom. No explanation as to why Russia has an undeclared chemical weapons program in contravention of international law. Instead, they have treated the use of a military-grade nerve agent in Europe with sarcasm, contempt and defiance. So, Mr. Speaker, there is no alternative conclusion other than that the Russian state was culpable for the attempted murder of Mr. Skripal and his daughter, and for threatening the lives of other British citizens in Salisbury, including Detective Sergeant Nick Bailey. This represents an unlawful use of force by the Russian state against the United Kingdom. And as I set out on Monday, it has taken place against the backdrop of a well-established pattern of Russian state aggression across Europe and beyond. It must therefore be met with a full and robust response, beyond the actions we have already taken since the murder of Mr. Litvinenko, and to counter this pattern of Russian aggression elsewhere. As the discussion in this House on Monday made clear, it is essential that we now come together with our allies to defend our security, to stand up for our values, and to send a clear message to those who would seek to undermine them. This morning I chaired a further meeting of the National Security Council, where we agreed immediate actions to dismantle the Russian espionage network in the UK, urgent work to develop new powers to tackle all forms of hostile state activity, and to ensure that those seeking to carry out such activity cannot enter the UK, and additional steps to suspend all planned high-level contacts between the United Kingdom and the Russian Federation. Let me start with the immediate actions. Mr. Speaker, the House will recall that following the murder of Mr. Litvinenko, the UK expelled 4 diplomats. Under the Vienna Convention, the United Kingdom will now expel 23 Russian diplomats who have been identified as undeclared intelligence officers. They have just 1 week to leave. This will be the single biggest expulsion for over 30 years, and it reflects the fact that this is not the first time that the Russian state has acted against our country.
The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, FamCare, Subway, Carib Brewery, and CNC Trading.
Is your hair thinning, shedding, or breaking? BioCare Labs has researched the causes of split ends, thinning, dry, and brittle hair, and has developed a product to solve these weak hair problems. We call it Strong Ends Products. If you desire to grow strong, healthy hair, Strong Ends Products is your solution. Formulated with potent natural ingredients like honey and shea butter to deposit and retain moisture, castor and almond oil for scalp and roots, and aloe vera and coconut milk for strength. Try the full line of Strong Ends hair products and grow healthy, beautiful hair.
Strong Ends, sold locally by CNC Trading on the CAP Southwell Industrial Site. Telephone 465-4081.
Every country has a story of its own, and the people who live there are the ones that tell it best.
This is God Country!
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts, offering 24-hour nursing, therapeutic, and residential care for older adults? It's situated at Otley, 7 miles east of Vastair in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodation to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020, fax 8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tilly Wall with a local reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business, property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we've got you covered. 130 years in this business, we've got you covered. For all your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Delia Walwyn, people you can trust.
Come to Subway and eat fresh. Try our daily specials. That's right, we have a special every day at Subway. Come in today and eat fresh. Stay healthy.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Call it all farmers! Call it all farmers! The place to shop in the month of March is the TDC Home and Building Depots. You heard right. Get 20% off all agro products. Participate in the in-store demonstrations. And on Saturday 17th, visit the farmers market to purchase your fresh produce direct from the farm to your table from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. in both locations. TDC Home and Building Depots, celebrating farmers, supporting communities. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM. Win FM weather.
It is now time for the Win FM weather, and this is brought to you with the kind compliments of TDC and Sweet Cane.
You need new tires but don't know what to get. TDC can help.
Hi, I'm Goodyear. I ensure great handling and great braking in wet and dry conditions.
My name is Sunphone. My continuous block patterns enhances stability at high-speed cornering. Did someone say speed? Hi, I'm Torque. Pick me for great performance and stability.
Boys, I know exactly what they want. I'm Pressa. I'm the perfect fit for your SUV. Pick me and get the ultra-high performance with outstanding grip and traction regardless of the road conditions.
So which one of us are you gonna choose? For the most reliable, durable, high-performance tires, come to TDC Automotive Divisions. We'll help you choose from the best brands at the best prices.
When is the last time that you've had lunch or dinner away from home? The ambience of Sweet Cane on Port Zante provides you with that touch. Sweet Cane daily specials include burgers, wraps, soup, and tasty seafood dishes. Sweet Cane also caters for events and special parties. Call our Sweet Cane hotline at 465-4345 or 665-7628. Sweet Cane, they've got the touch.
And now we take a look at the local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis for today, Wednesday, March 14th. Dry and stable conditions continue across the region, and the weather today would be partly sunny with a 30% or low chance of showers. The weather tonight will be fair to partly cloudy with a 30% or low chance of showers. Winds are southeast up to 15 knots. Seas are moderate with waves reaching 6 feet, so small craft operators should exercise caution. Sunset today will take place at approximately 6:21 p.m. and the sunrise tomorrow at 6:19 a.m. And our high temperature is 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And our low temperature 22 degrees Celsius or 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So generally today should be partly sunny with some clouds and a low chance of showers. And of course, the weather was brought to you with the kind compliments of TDC and Sweet Cane.
When is the last time that you've had lunch or dinner away from home? The ambience of Sweet Cane on Port Zante provides you with that touch. Sweet Cane daily specials include burgers, wraps, soup, and tasty seafood dishes. Sweet Cane also caters for events and special parties. Call our Sweet Cane hotline at 465-4345 or 665-7628. Sweet Cane, they've got the touch.
Imagine a place that has all that you need. All of the things for your business to succeed. Furniture, copiers, laptops and more. TDC Business Center is your number one store. Print and copy and scan and fax. Our copy center does all of that. If you're having a party and you need chairs and tents, we've got all your needs and grand rentals for rent. The TDC Business Center has everything your business needs. Superior copy and printing services, business equipment and furniture, and a wide array of renting materials for all occasions. TDC Business Center, providing solutions that work.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
Welcome back to Voices, and we want to say thanks to Flo, SL Hosford's Courts and KFC for sponsoring the second half. We're going to go straight to the phone lines and say, welcome caller, you are live on Voices.
Hi, Purple. I was fortunate to get back in just as soon after the news, so I can continue my chain of thought.
Okay.
Now, I was talking about the primary schools and the awareness, some instillment of the awareness to the children so that they can live with it when they go to secondary and college, tertiary, and the like. And I would like to see, apart from the jest and the No TV Day, I would like to see it extended in terms of the children's dietary. Like, are there like no fast food day, where they eat something more nutritious for that day? At least abstain from the fast food. I don't want to call any name, any brand, as if I'm singling out any brand. But you know the fast food franchises around here. They are inundating our society now, and it's becoming a part of the cultural norm. So I like to see that because, my God, it's like, diabetes is becoming, back in the day you would have heard elders have diabetes, but it's becoming the young of heart, the younger folk are getting those hypertension and diabetes. So this should be an awareness, in terms of our dietary, to really let the children know that it is real. It's going to affect them for the rest of their lives, and they need to really be conscious as to where they put it in the mouth. Do not allow your teeth to dig your grave so early. And so that I would like to see. And also the hairstyle. Yes, children of that age, they don't really normally have extensions in their hair and the like. But I would like to see the different pattern of the Nubian braids and the Akan braids and the Yoruba braids, and so that we can motivate that sort of awareness in the children. Because we are seeing it, the consciousness, we are seeing it, so many girls, they're even working in the bank, and they have their locks. So that consciousness of it is coming out. But it was a struggle before they get there. So let us somewhat bridge the gap so that the children of that primary school age, once they become to secondary and tertiary, they already know the consciousness of keeping your natural hair. And if you could go back with Okoye in the movie, when they went to Korea and she had on the different hair on her head, when she was saying she cannot wait to accomplish that mission to get this thing off of her head, because she know it wasn't natural. So something like that would really instill the awareness in the children that this is who we are, and we need to really be ourselves. Thanks for listening.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. As we are reminiscing, we're talking about the old days and what we appreciated about the old days, what we'd like to have back today, and how we can integrate some of these modern day things that we enjoy, such as the technology, with some of the better things from days gone by. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller, to Voices.
I don't know why you trouble me and Carl, Astafan and Wilma for, and now it's,
That's okay.
Because this is a we thing. You hear the dialogue, I'm giving you a we.
Yes.
Now, let me go here now. Hear this. When I this small go in school, I had a name brand clothes that I used to wear. And the cloth was made in Canada. It was the flower bag. Indian chief and talisman flower. Them was my uniform I used to wear school. Flower bag pants and flower bag shirt. And I had on a pair of, ready-made shoes. Stesso. Barefoot. So you had to walk on the grass when the sun hot. And I remember two of my older sisters, every morning they used to go fight for panty. One panty for the two, so I hear them. You wait yesterday, today's me turn. And one day they make a mistake and leave it out on the wire.
So nobody wear it?
But used to go fishing.
Uh-huh.
So he passed up, he called out to my mother, he said, Francis, why you let me just sprat net there? And then, I used to say, boy, I really want to leave school, let me go walk to help my sister them that they could get their own panty.
Right.
But when I leave school, them they done big woman and they done gone out or whatnot. And then the next thing, I ain't going to stay long. The milk that they used to give us in school, they used to try to mix up the milk, and then we would line up like Wilma say in the class, and then we would get milk in the glass to drink in my younger boy days. And then when we don't drink the milk now, everybody go and walk on the sugar cane estate. Everybody head for the cane, go 40 like the cane from drinking the milk. But we used to look forward to go to school for that because we had nothing much home to eat. So I used to make sure that when I go run away after I don't drink milk. Anyway, I'll come back with something else.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was trying to save the call there, but my hand was already on the button. Stick a pin in it and come right back. Just a reminder, you can join us on Facebook Live on Win FM 989, and you can call us up right here on Win FM 98.9. And we are going to take a break now. SL Hosford's KFC Flow Courts, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to have this show. We'll be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Ready when you're ready.
Ready to build? Ready to construct? Well, if you're ready, then we're ready.
Ready when you're ready.
From roads to foundation, Portsmouth's Building Center is ready to organize and deliver the highest quality ready-mix concrete for your residential, commercial, or industrial projects. Call 465-2262, extension 1187, or 664-2640. And let us organize and deliver ready-mix concrete when you're ready.
Ready when you're ready.
Horsewood's ready-mix concrete. Ready when you ready.
Ready when you're ready.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? You got the flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when things come together? How you feel when everything nice? How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite?
So good when you get so nice, so good it tastes just right, so good no place to be, so good it's KFC.
I'll take a small.
XL, that's the size for me. Flo's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flo's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
Courts! Courts must be crazy. Courts mad again. Courts mad than before. Courts can't mad no more. It's madness. At Courts, during the month of March, huge savings, up to 75% on selected items. Pay nothing until Mother's Day. Visit a Courts store near you for pure madness. Look out for crazy deals like midday mayhem and late night shopping. Up to 75% off and pay nothing until Mother's Day. Only at Courts. To miss it would be pure madness. You're mad over. Courts must be crazy. Courts mad again. Courts mad than before. Courts can't mad no more. Courts bringing value home.
Welcome back to Voices, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 8 minutes before the 1 o'clock hour. Of course, we end things for today at 1:30. You can contribute in many ways. 662-2024. You can WhatsApp us there. And we're talking today about the old-time days, as we would say it. Not that the people from then are old. And we're talking about how we can integrate the good things then into now. What would you like to bring back from then, and what are you glad you could leave behind? And that's the discussion we're having today. So call us, make your contribution. We go back to the phone lines and say, welcome, caller, to Voices.
I tell you, you're coming back, you know.
No problem.
Okay, you know what would be nice for mothers who got babies? When you home, you could go back to your diaper or your hipping, put on that and pick me. And when you leave in house and you're going out, then you use your pamper. You could economize on that. That one day will work for your purse and your wallet.
I know you're not talking to these modern day mothers. Them they ain't gonna wash no diaper and nothing look sweet. Nothing look sweet. So like when diaper wash, you wash it, put it on the line, and it white and nice.
Boy, well you see you got two coins, you got mothers, M-U-D-D-E-R, and you got M-O-T-H-E-R. The M-O-T-R, the M-O-T-H-E-R, they are the ones I'm talking to with the hipping and the diaper thing. But the mothers, the M-U-D, not them, like you say. No, this not work. And then, when we're small, every night, we sit down where the lamppost light is or the moonlight, and a group of us in the village, everybody sit down and we talking Nancy's story. And when they start to talk about zombie and ghosts, or dressing up, going to see if we could reach in the middle to sit down, because everybody afraid now, you know. And you remember 9 o'clock had 2 hands for the factory?
Mm-hmm. And you had to walk.
The first hand, Kim Collins couldn't beat none of us going to the pipe to wash off.
Because you had to be in by the second.
Man and woman got foot under the pipe show bar. Nobody study nothing but when I wash and when I what. Foot wet down, take off.
Yes, yes.
Inside you get, and when you in there, you black it down, you shut it. Because you feel like zombie run you. In the morning, you wake up here, mother. But them didn't wash last night, you know.
All right.
But hear this. You ever thief a dumpling out the pot?
No, I didn't like dumpling back then.
Oh, well, one time I thief a dumpling out the pot and my mother said, come here, what you want to doing? I said, nothing. So I take the dumpling and I put it under the house on a piece of board.
Oh, my
When I
goodness.
look too foul, running coming home with my mother with the dumpling.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Says,
Papa,
Hey.
can't say something else.
I'm telling you.
Can't say something else. Oh, Lord, what kind of problem is that if you ever come in contact with a goose?
What's the, tell me again, Mom. I hear my coworkers talk about that already. What
He
was
had
it
two
again?
kind of goose. He had one for the stove,
Mhm.
and he had one where you put the coals in.
Was that something similar to a heater or something? Right. Yes.
Similar
See,
to a heater.
I know my little one or two thing.
Yeah, but when you see this cast iron get real hot purple,
Uh-huh.
you could iron the whole sink it. And when you put in a seam, if you could seam pants good, and you put in a seam in a pant, don't care how you wash it properly, we never remove.
Was that the same thing that y'all used to use with some type of starch that got hard if water touched it?
Right. We used to got the starch and we boil the water and we mix it and we put it with
Uh-huh.
we pants and we sheet and we pillowcase and all them things. But when you're done with a goose and you put in a seam, purple, you cannot wash out that seam. So you better have to, you better be a good ironer because
If
when
you got any
go put another one because it will look good.
exactly. So that was good for.
Right. Right. It was perfect for those kind of material. And call to speak about the diapers. When I was bringing my children them purple, and you see I wash my diapers and I put me blue in that water and I put them on the line. Boy, and the wind flinging them left, right, and center. How beautiful.
Yeah,
they
they used
look.
to look nice for true.
Really pretty.
Yes.
Really, really pretty. I'm telling you, man. We had some good days.
Yes,
Thank you,
indeed.
Papa.
All right, no problem. Okay, we're gonna go back to the phone lines. Welcome to Voices, caller.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, good day, sir. I'm okay.
Okay, I was listening to the call this morning. We're talking about maybe traditions, culture, right?
Right.
Right. Now, I think sometimes we get mixed up with the way that life used to be as opposed to culture or custom. Now, as life continues, changes come or progress come. Else, if you remain the same all the time, there's nothing changed. And if, let me bring an example. We talk about, let's say, the Bible, and let's talk about train up the children the way it should go. So when they become old, we wouldn't forget it. But some of the changes that we are seeing with the children, be it because they do not know something or because they changed from something, we cannot blame them because what happened. Them didn't go through it. The persons, whether they have children or not, or they have children, are not doing something. So if once upon a time it used to be good morning, but now you realize the young person is not doing it, it's not really their fault because if they were taught it
Right.
and seen it,
Mm-hmm.
then it would have been a different thing. So some persons who call in, I surely will realize that they are the ones from them at fault. But everybody wants to blame somebody or something for whatever reason. And not realizing, look, I sometimes have to be at fault. And I think that's what sometimes we fail to acknowledge. As life continues, things are going to change. However, if you grow up in an environment of violence and so forth, and you want the best for your children and even the best for your future to live comfortably when you reach old age, you will try to change that violent nature to be a peaceful one.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that is what we fail to understand, is that what we do now. But if you can be telling little children or whatever how to react if somebody mash you, don't take no sorry from them.
Right.
You realize what we did, we're creating in our society intolerant.
Right.
And that is what has happened over the years. And I'm sure you would have heard parents telling their children, don't take this and don't. You understand?
Oh,
what I mean?
certainly,
So
certainly.
now, that is the problem what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, even in school, sometimes you have to blame the school system as well. Not really the school system, but some of the teachers. A child, it starts from primary school, even to what we're having now when we talk about gangs. It starts from primary school.
Mm-hmm.
And it go up into high school and nobody correct what is happening there. And then when you finish the school, where expect you're going to reach?
Certainly.
You're going to reach in society because it wasn't corrected.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, and nobody really looking at it to see. If you want to stop what is happening, there's sometimes there's a saying you have to start with a generation. And if you want things going forward to be better, these children that are coming out who are babies now, you have to start telling them, when someone hits you, do not have to hit them back.
Mm-hmm.
Complain.
Right. That was the advice years gone by.
You know something? But it's not doing now. Everything now is don't take nothing from nobody. Don't do my child this, but you have mother and father, and sometimes mother tell father the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a problem. So now the child believes whatever he or she does is right, even if it is wrong. Oh, he looks so cute taking things out of mommy bag and nobody telling me it's wrong. The child going to go up to steal because as far as that child is concerned, he is taking and it's good to everybody.
Right, and he's gotten away with it. Yes. Right.
The same thing with hitting. He hitting people and, oh, he looks so cute, even hitting back mommy and daddy. Oh, he's so cute looking, leave him. But that's not going to happen. He's going to go up hitting people. And we're not realizing that is these things that are causing a problem. So don't blame the children and talking about, oh, children in these days, smart. Everybody's smart. Everybody has intelligence. It's just that when you were small, you didn't have any phone to play with. You might have been doing the same thing. You had no computer. You used what you had.
Right.
But as life continues, changes and development will come. If that was the case, no, not even the great United States, because they had stone thing and so too, they would not have what they have with the technology. But as human exists, because people want to make things easier and better, change is going to come. So do not let us get confused with culture and the way how life used to be.
Right.
Culture is talking about your attitude as opposed to with the way how you used to live. You can't expect all that now so to live in tents, in trash houses.
Of course not.
No,
I don't think anybody wants to go back there.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
But the thing is, you let the younger generation know what it used to be so they do not let it repeat itself. It boils down to slavery too, and if you listen to the scriptures in the Bible, the Israelites, they were born in Egypt as, you understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
And what the scripture said, God tell the forefathers to tell the children so they don't repeat it again. They should know where they come from, but don't actually live in the past.
Certainly.
And even to a certain extent, we in St. Kitts and Nevis and so forth, we, as opposed to talk about the past and do not let it happen again, we actually want to live in the past.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to this thing about the sad situation about slavery.
Mm-hmm. Well,
none of us who here witness it, so we can't call ourselves that.
Right.
It was a part of life, and not just for black people. If you check history, all of the races were enslaved.
Yes.
And you know who enslaved them? The rich and the powerful. So we have to walk away from certain things and realize the reality of things is that persons who have power and always want to exploit the poor ones. Even the scriptures will tell you the wealth of the rich man is in the city, but the destruction of the poor is his poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't change that to realize what's going to happen, even in today's world, take a look and you'll see what happens.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution, sir.
Yes, I just want to end there and let you see that sometimes we have to sit back and look at what is happening to realize that we are actually going forward and repeating what happened in the past.
Right,
so
right.
You are here and you look and see what's happening and tell me if we're really advancing, having new buildings and having that, but the way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going forward? Are we going back to how certain things used to be?
All right, thank you for that food for thought.
There's a difference between culture and a way of life. So thank you very much, my friend, for listening.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your contribution. We're going to go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller to Voices.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, good day.
You know what I miss? When I was younger, I used to go with my uncle, and they used to go like at Christmas time and New Year's time. They used to go around the village and play music.
Yes.
And, they would eat and drink at different people's house. Everybody would be staying up and having a good time. I miss that.
Yes.
I miss that so much. I never forget. I used to go. I remember one time I went to my uncle and I got lost in the village, and all I had to do was listen to the music and find where they played the music.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful. So do you think that is something that we can still do in a day like today?
I don't know, because the thing is, like, the place is getting to be so dangerous, So I don't know. But I really do miss that. I miss that when going around the village with, the guys, somebody banging a pot and somebody with a grater or something, and they just play music, and everybody will be, people in the village will be up and give them food and drink and stuff, and then they go from one house to the next house to the next house. I really do miss that.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Okay, have a good day.
Yes, you sound so passionate. She sounds like she really, I want to think maybe she missed the food more than anything, But I do understand what she means as it relates to the feeling, especially during December, Christmas time, that we used to have togetherness. And of course, the previous caller would have made some very good points as it relates to what we need to bring forward from then and what obviously can't make it, because as we advance, so of course some things have to stay behind there and some things have to evolve, and so we're just looking to see what can we bring forward from the past that was good and helpful. Caller, welcome to Voices. Good day.
Yes, man, I'm back.
Hi.
Yeah, I can stay old-fashioned, with certain things, because I am not using nothing out in the microwave. Not me. Because when you compare the time that it takes to put a kettle on some stone with fire and shove something in a microwave, you say, well, I can to my microwave thing 3 minutes. Look how long the pot out upon the stove going to take to boil up with real fire. So I ain't going with the microwave, not me. Definitely no. I'm not doing that. I'm staying with that. And what Wilma say about the goose and there, she is so correct. When you put in the same putcho, if you don't be careful and walk the shade, it cut you. It cut you up. And these are things that we should really tell the youth them how it used to be. I say everybody could go back there, but certain things we could avoid using what they call modernizing, because a lot of these modernized things here, they're affecting us in some way, and people don't realize until we get affected. I got something else, but I'll come again.
Okay, thank you so much. And, that is the truth, that, of course, we're going to evolve. Everything can't be brought forward. But I just think there's certain things, and, a bigger part, in my opinion, other than the cultural aspects, which is the ways in terms of the songs and so that we teach the younger ones. I find like a lot of the things, like we're talking about the goose, that is because of the people who supply us with these things. We don't make these things ourselves anymore. So I'm thinking maybe we should get them from wherever we got them from, or whatever the case is, or everybody just gets so advanced that we didn't see the need to have them around still. And so one by one, they just disappear. So can anybody even show me what a goose looks like? Does anybody know of anyone that has one? Is there one in the National Museum? These are questions that I don't know, that I'm putting out there. We're going to take a break, say thanks to our sponsors. They are Flow, SL Hosford's Courts and KFC. We'll be right back.
I'll take a small.
XL, that's the size for me. Flow's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flow's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
Gotta go into March. What? Hortzwood's Automotive's big Gotta Go February only sale. Gotta go. We're marching into March with more great savings. It's Hortzwood's Automotive Gotta Go March clearance sale. All 2017 models gotta go.
That's right.
Come to Hortzwood's Automotive and get up to $15,000 off 2017 models. That's right. Hortzwood's Automotive is making room for 2018 by offering up to $15,000 off 2017 models.
That's big.
Up to $15,000 off on all 2017 vehicles. And that's not all.
Are you serious?
Come now and get 0% down payment.
No payment until April 2018.
$500 free groceries. Free servicing for 1 year. Free bill of sale. Free tinting. Free registration. Free accessories. Free licensing. It's Hortzwood's Automotive Gotta Go clearance sale. The biggest sale of the year. All 2017 vehicles priced to clear. Every 2017 vehicle gotta go. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products, and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Quartz today and get what you want hassle-free. Quartz Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? You got the flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when things come together? How you feel when everything nice? How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite?
So good when you dip the night. So good it tastes just right. So good no place to be. So good it's KFC.
Welcome back to Voices, beautiful people, and a reminder that you can call us right here on WinFM 98.9 to join in on the conversation. We are talking about the old-time days, all right, and all of the fun that we used to have. And remember, you can watch me live on WinFM 989 on Facebook. We're going to go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
I'm in name, so man.
That's fine. What's up?
Yeah, I'm here, Zach. Zach, he got a goose up there.
Oh, yes, Zach, yes.
Yeah, and he got the heater too. The heater is solid iron, like how Wilma explained it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, every village got their own term. Up Buckley's we call the little heater the duckling.
Oh, my goodness.
And the goose is the one we put in the fire, and he got a few hole to the back.
Okay.
And then in front, the little chimney come up, and, and it turn forward. So the reason why they call it a goose, because it's shaped like the animal goose.
Oh, I've never seen one.
They call that. But this thing here, like, go around and play music and so. Look, I have a group of fellas that I'm going to contact, because I always think about that. But you got to be careful, and you got to know whose place you're going to go play. Because there's so much things happening around here that need not pleasant. We don't want to go to the wrong house.
Correct, yes.
We don't want to do that. And this, you know, a lot of us using a lot of things in food when we cook, and we don't know how they make up. But I can tell you something. This thing what they call gravy browning mix. I don't know what that make from. But Granny them time, Granny used to get cast iron dish, put it on the fire, and then she throw in flour in it. And when the flour start to bake, she stir it wrong until the whole flour turn brown.
Mm-hmm.
And then she put in she water in it, and she onion them, and then she sprat. And the season, and then she get a little piece of the yellow butter from Venezuela and put it on top. And so she makes she sauce with that. I mean, she gravy, that's gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Gravy is brown and sauce is white. So those are what Granny them used to use in the days. And that's why they stay so long before they're dead. Because they ain't got no load of modern fast, nothing in the body.
That's true.
We have food off the tree and out under the dirt.
I guess they used to eat potato, but now we eating French fries.
Okay, maybe Granny them they want English fries instead of French. And then we used to wash the hands so far as how we wash hand, you know.
Oh my, what story is
this? Take the hand, put on the hoe, take the potato, break it, and just brush off the hand in the bib, and they eat and they ain't get no germs. And we got all kind of thing to wash hand and avoid that. And every minute you see somebody sick with this and sick with that. That is the reason why me culture gonna stay with the old nigga them style.
Yes, culture.
Yes, staying right there and moving. Anyway, come here, Wilma. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for your contribution. It is now 15 minutes moving past 1 o'clock, so we have just about 15 minutes remaining in today's program. I know that when I was growing up, I used to hear people around me, the older folk, talk a lot about cassava bread. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cassava bread. I know that one time I went to the agricultural expo and they had a few stuff made from cassava, but it's not around like that. Is it? Do people still do stuff like that? Make cassava bread and stuff like that? Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live on Voices.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody in Radio Land.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Purple. How are you today?
Hi, I'm okay.
Purple, they say that the contemporaries acknowledge
the merit, posterity, they say, would acknowledge the gal. We are going to change it up today. Some people can't stand tall unless they decapitate the next man or gal. I just want to begin by extolling your expertise and to let you know how grand an act you are. I love the way you are bringing back the old time. I remember in the old days, people would remember I live in Keyon. And where I live, there is a grade, an incline. And after about 6, 7 o'clock, we can lie down on the street. We could have, it's in the past, thank God for that, we are decrying congestion, but we could lie there and fall asleep without any car or bus passing. Sometimes by the tenor of the engine, we can tell with 100% accuracy what vehicle it was. So few vehicles we had. I don't know if I would like to bring that back. I love the ease of transportation. But what I would love to bring back is the aroma of delicious things frying and cooking, the smoke of which hung in the air with mouth-watering power. You don't know anything about cooking on wood, Purple. Back then, everybody almost cooked outside on wood, and I could still smell the aroma, especially on Sundays and Saturdays. So I'm saying up with home-cooked food, down with fast food. And I can recall those pre-television and pre-telephone days when we used to turn to each other for companionship, for comfort, for affirmation, for entertainment, to build bonds that today still remain. I'm not seeing it happening on the same scale today. Perhaps we had a little more love as a result, even in the absence of these upscale gadgets that really don't build bonds. They actually serve to facilitate ease of convenience. I would also like to bring back those days when it took a family to raise a child. Anybody could beat your child or that child that was caught in an infraction, and you better not go home and tell mom and dad
that you got
or you
beat.
would get
more
double whooping.
Exactly.
I really used to love the culture of the use of bushes. Everything from bush tea when we go to the beach and we scraped skin off. There was a certain bush. Somebody might tell me the name. It is still there growing in reckless abundance, but it had a yellow. I say you break it, and it had a yellow pus-like substance that you smeared over that cut, and it healed in 48 hours' time. Finally, I would like to bring that back. People lived a lot longer and were a lot healthier as a direct result of some of these practices. Lastly, what I would like to leave behind, we have one in the back of our yard, just in case unused. Just 3 days ago, that was on Sunday, my brother, his wife, brought their 2 children to show them what a latrine pit looks like. In that pit, when you sat on that pit, the people there are going to laugh. Who experience it, I don't know how they sensed what we were doing. But the minute your bottom hovered over that pit and you released, up came the cockroaches to actually claim their offering, tickling you in the rear. Down with latrine pits, and I want to commend Team Unity for its effort to eradicate that atrocity in 2018. I'm listening. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but sometimes the good old days were also not so good in certain respects. As we reminisce, though, I recall memories that are so fun. You have me over here shivering. Time out for me, time in for somebody else to give another angle on the good old days. I'm enjoying you, Purple.
All right, thank you so much. Oh, Enver, I'm so sorry. I cut you by mistake, but thank you so much for your well-put contribution. I, too, remember those days. I hated using the latrine, or, you know, we have a two-name for it that rhymes. And I hated that because they used to just fly. I hated that. That was, and sometimes you go, whoever used it last and leave the toilet paper in there, it was something else, man. We go back to the phone lines. Hi, caller, you're live on Voices.
Papa.
Hi.
Enver is my cousin, and he got me here laughing. I'm glad he's my cousin bring up the pit. Well, when we pass in a restaurant, a hotel, or a bakery, and we smell what they're cooking in there, we wish we could get some of that. So that is what the cockroaches were doing. They smell what they like to eat. Like you said, from the time you go down and you release, the Russian come in. But the best thing to do was to stoop down on the pit.
Well, yeah, I end up, yeah.
Did you heal?
Right.
And them days, you know, like I said this morning, you know, nobody had no scap roll towel and scap.
And Charmin.
Yeah, big bush. And stone and cane and all the kind of thing. Anyway, have a good day.
Yes. Thank you so much again for your contribution. And we have just about 8 minutes left in today's program. We're going to take a short commercial break. And we go and say thanks to our sponsors for the second half of Voices. And they are Flow, Quartz, SL Hosfords, and the KFC. We'll be right back.
You found the sound. 98.9 FM.
I'll take a small.
XL, that's the size for me. Flow's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $19.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flow's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
Courts must be crazy. Courts mad again. Courts mad than before. Courts can't mad no more. It's madness. At Courts, during the month of March, huge savings, up to 75% on selected items. Pay nothing until Mother's Day. Visit a Courts store near you for pure madness. Look out for crazy deals like midday mayhem and late night shopping. Up to 75% off and pay nothing until Mother's Day. Only at Courts. To miss it would be pure madness. You're mad over. Courts must be crazy. Courts mad again. Courts mad than before. Courts can't mad no more. Courts bringing value home.
Extra, wheels all about it. It's Hortford's Automotive Extra Special Sale on all 2017 Nissan buses. In addition to the already low gotta-go price, for March only, we will offer 4 free tires with every purchase.
That's right. You'll get 4 brand new quality tires with a purchase of a Nissan high-roof bus.
$1,500 in free gas.
No, you're not dreaming. It's real.
With the purchase of a Nissan Eurovan 2017 model,
you'll get $1,500 in free gasoline.
And remember, you still get huge discounts along with 0% down payment.
No payment until May 2018.
$500 in free groceries. Free bill of sale. Free servicing for 1 year. Free registration and licensing. Free tinting. It's Hortford's Automotive.
Extra, wheels all about it.
Extra special sale on Nissan buses for the month of March only.
See store for details. Terms and conditions apply.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? You got the flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when everything nice. How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is just about 4 minutes left in today's program, so we're going to squeeze in some quick calls. Sagadan says, my favorite show in the Federation was over in Nevis. It's called Good Old Days. I'm trying to read his contribution. See more. And he says it doesn't come on anymore. Maybe Win FM. Okay, I'll read that. We're going to go back to the phone lines. Hi, good day. Welcome to Voices.
I want to hear more from people, so I'm just going to take one out of the 4 minutes. Just one and no more. Dad went to college. He's an octogenarian. He's in his 80s. And as a direct result of that, he inspired within us, children, a desire to learn. But in St. Kitts, this was not a widespread phenomenon. It was not even a phenomenon. It was a widespread practice. People who came up deprived, even those without the benefit of having had a parent who attended college, the parents intuitively and innately knew that they were so horribly deprived, they wanted something better for their children than they had for themselves. And so what do I want to see? A return of that passion for and commitment to academic excellence, which served as a passport out of poverty for so many. Question, are you seeing this passion and commitment for academics in the present generation? It's your generation, Purple.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Am I seeing the same passion? Well, I could only talk about my year, my school year. We didn't mess around. We were button heads. Our whole class was button heads. Everybody wanted to be number one. And I think we've all done pretty good for ourselves. I think half of us still don't have children. I think our child making stuff is probably drying up. But yes, we were mostly focused. I don't know about the younger ones under me, but we were focused. And even the ones who weren't focused on academics per se, they definitely were dead set on improving their skills, whatever skill that they had, and becoming the best of whatever they did. So I probably was maybe at the bottom of the pack. I probably did mediocre in school. I hope my mom's not listening. I probably could have done a lot better. Yeah, I don't know what it is like now, because I see so many young people doing so many great things academically. They are doing great things. But of course, there's always the set that they don't understand how important a free education is. Okay. Hey, we're out of time. But if I recall correctly, didn't y'all have to pass a certain test back then before you were able to make it onto junior high? I don't know. Y'all could help me out, but we're out of time. We have like a minute. If somebody quickly can tell me if I'm wrong, because I could remember hearing stories of not being able to make it into high school because they didn't pass some type of test at grade 6. But now for us in the modern day, it's a straight pass. You just get to go straight to high school, right? So we'll continue this conversation if you all want to, but I promised last week that we had to do it. So, hey, I want to say hi, James Hobson. Hi to everyone on the Facebook page. Thank you all for watching. Mwah. See you all back here tomorrow at 11. And share the link. Tell your friends about it. Win FM 98.9 Voices. It was my pleasure being here with you today. I had some absolutely great stories being told. So I want to tell each of you I appreciate you so much and thank you so much for tuning in to Win FM 98.9 and join me at mornings on the breakfast show 6 to 10 a.m. I'll be with you tomorrow. We're going to have a great time, okay? And before I leave you, let me remind you that we can be a better society. So I want you to remember that you should be kind to those around you, and everything in life comes back like a boomerang. So if you put bad energy out, that's what's going to come back to you. If you put good stuff out, that's what's going to come back your way, okay? Until we meet again, take care of yourselves and your family.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Ready when you're ready.
Ready to build? Ready to construct? Well, if you're ready, then we're ready.